Okay, so this is the previous week in review. Just spiking up, getting ready for my first session of the week. So this was sled work and some 90s. I headed into the gym afterwards as well, but I didn't catch any of that content. Needed to get some bounds in over the hurdles lately. I've been trying to experiment with using the hurdles at higher heights. It's something realistically I never really implemented quite so much, but now we're getting back to that sled work. We had medium sled over 10 meters, so that's roughly 15% of my body weight. This one was a little bit tricky, you could see. So yeah, you can see that first step is really downwards, and then I kind of struggle to pull my hips through. So yeah, it doesn't go quite so well on that one. We obviously paired it with some 30s from that 3-point. It wasn't terrible. Something about my body was just not quite ready for the session. So yeah, trying to pull through and make each stride more powerful just wasn't there. Here's session 2. We're working today on 180s, 150s and 120s. Getting that 180 rep in here. So these were 90% reps. I was focusing on just making everything feel comfortable as I moved through. Power was back, so strides were a lot better and stronger. But as I said, it's about making sure that things are comfortable as I move. Every step, every stride I was taking, it was just making sure that I didn't feel too much resistance. Obviously, I had to frame up for a 150. Push through those hips and make sure I'm snapping that back leg out. I felt a lot sharper in these 3 points than I did on the Monday. Don't know what it was. I think it was just a lack of sleep and the body being good. In the 120s, I'm moving through, but at this point I was starting to be a bit fatigued. Still just trying to make sure that final 50 meters is nice and sharp. Wasn't too stressed about the first 70. Just wanted to make sure I'm pulling through. You can see my arms are a little bit asymmetrical, which was slightly irritating. I think I had a bit of tightness in my lat, but still I pulled through, felt quite relaxed and comfortable with each of the runs, and I didn't really feel the ground too much, which is a good sign. Usually one of the first things I want to note is a lack of feeling the ground. Here we are for our third session of the week. So this one was the long session, 3s, 250s and 2s. I was over at the Barnes track for this one. Now that we're coming into the season, our warm-up is consisting of some non-negotiable work. But after that, we're just looking at strides. We're not thinking too much about drills or much more. Plyos, we pop in when we're fresh, and if not, we don't want to look at it too much. It's about being intuitive. But as I said, yeah, we're just getting some low intensity work in here. We're doing a lot of distance work in this session, so I'm not too stressed about it. I just want to make sure that my body's turned on, and I just want to make sure that my ankles are making sure that they're being stressed enough. Obviously keeping those strides going and enjoying the sun. The sun is really good. Those American prime times or scissors. And then we get some strides. We start on the low intensity. I do roughly 200 meters worth of strides, splits into 30s and 50s. All of them are from 3 points. Yeah, I'm just looking as much as possible now. I'm working from a 3-point. I want to make that angle out of the blocks much better. I still have an issue with an overextension. It's just uncoordinated, and I've got a lack of stiffness in my knees. Here we are starting up on the 300, and we're just going to move through all of the runs in one video. The weather was really nice, but the thing about Barnes track is it's just got 3 different types of wind on it, so moving into headwinds pretty much all the time except in the final straight. Here was from our 250 rep. We felt good. Realistically, I was quite comfortable with how the pace was. I'm going into the headwind here, you can see it on my face, but I'm still feeling quite strong in contact with the ground, and then coming through those 200 reps as well. And that's the final part of the 300. Here we are. This is our final session of the week, so this is block work. I'm just trying to get myself ready for a race that I'm meant to have been doing on Saturday. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it. Something came up. We finished the session with a 150 and we pulled a nice training season's best, 16.7. It felt nice and comfortable. I felt really engaged. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I get out of the week as much as possible. But yeah, let me know how everything looked, and if you have any comments, leave them in the chat. Cheers.